Sound check, 1, 2.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield, Ryan Beckman, and Chris Goss.
The 3rd of March, 2020. My name's Corey Winfield. And Chris Goss, Ryan Beckman, not here tonight. Doing the show with a special guest, and she was on last week. It was when the female replacements took over the 217 Recovery Podcast, and I would like to welcome Marney.
Hello, everyone. Again, thanks for having me on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for coming on today. And I figured, what a better way to get acquainted with the audience and with you, and to just sit down and have a chat. So
for sure,
thanks for being so open to the chat. And of course, like many guests, you're like, what are we going to talk about?
I think that's a valid question.
Then I just grin and go, I don't know. We're going to figure it out, though.
All right. Have you figured it out?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So the podcast is going to start changing a little bit, and this is just something I'll address before we get into recovery-related stuff and how we're feeling today. But, you know, Ryan and Dustin are going to kind of do their own podcast, and I mentioned to the guys that they are both into NA, and, you know, I suggested, hey, how about you guys take an NA approach on it? And not that I want them to sit there and read out of the NA book or anything like that. I mean, you know, if they want to, I'm sure there's people out there that would love that. But, you know, this 217 Recovery Podcast is more of a free-flowing, more fun, and they can still have fun, and I'm sure they will. But, you know, just to kind of start them off in a right direction, because I know Dustin was a little worried about, what do I do? How do I get on there? What do I say? What can I say? What can I not say? And, you know, he was kind of worried about it, and I think just having some kind of direction and structure would help him out, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do and what kind of name they're going to come up with. And then, you know, Chris and I will continue to do this until he probably will branch out on his own to do his own podcast. So, you know, all under, I guess you'd say, the 217 recovery platform and all that. But I'm pretty excited how we're growing there. And, yeah. So, start off with that. So
yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I mean, taking the route of talking about NA directly, I guess, if that's, you know, what people feel more comfortable or what they know more of, I guess. I don't know. I guess that can start with a whole different discussion about where people find their recovery, where they feel like that they belong, I guess, per se. I mean, in treatment, I know you're exposed to all kinds of different pathways on how to find what fits you and where to get help and where you feel most comfortable. AA's been around a lot longer, but that doesn't mean that a drug is a drug is a drug, you know. I don't know. Sometimes
it's not even a drug.
Very true. Very true.
You get your dopamine, how you get your dopamine.
That's right.
But yeah, you know, I think it's just to start them out, and they don't have to stick with AA, and who knows, you know, Dustin's very early in recovery, Ryan's early in recovery. It might switch and change, but it's just something to start them off with, you know, like kind of, not a topic, but like a structure, I think, is what I'm trying to go for. And that's my best advice to them, is to do that. And, you know, we'll see what happens, but I think they'll have fun with it. And I know Dustin, I mean, he and I went to school together. I mean, we grew up together. You know, we weren't great friends in high school or, you know, in grade school, but we knew each other. We were never enemies, you know, like, I think Dustin deep down is a good guy, and I just want to see him do well. You know, I'm going to see Ryan do well too. And sometimes you just kind of get to that point where, and for me, I'm at that point where I'm ready to leave the nest, I guess you could say. And, my mom heard me talking the other day about that stuff, and she's like, you can't break up the podcast. You can't stop it. And I was like, well, I'm not stopping the podcast. I'm still going to do it, but I've tried with Parker. I've tried with Krista, and they did like 1 or 2 episodes, and then they were afraid. Anna is doing great. She shared her story tonight on the Broken and Beautiful podcast, which, of course, you can listen to all the platforms that 217 Recovery is on. But she tells her story, and it was good. We listened to most of it together.
Yeah, it was excellent. It was really good.
I had some laugh out loud moments in there, like, because I know where Anna's mind goes. I'm just like, finish the sentence, Anna, say it. But no, I'm giving her mad props because it's hard to just sit in a room and talk into this microphone, all by yourself. It's hard, it takes practice, it takes skill, and it takes a willingness to just let it out there and to be judged. Because people do, they judge. And people that listen to this podcast, again, I've said it a million times, it's the beauty of it. If they like it, they can listen. If they don't like it, they can turn it off.
Right, you can always turn it off. And
you've probably turned off episodes listening before, and you had a huge crush on me.
I'm not going to tell you that, but the answer to that is no. Mm-hmm. But no, the answer to that is yes, I have turned it off, but not because of that.
Oh. But because some episodes are fun, some episodes you're just like, I'm not in the mood for that today. I'm like that with the radio. I love the Ticket out of Dallas. Love them. Some days, just not feeling it. But I still support them. I still think that's probably the greatest radio station on the earth. So those are my guys, and I look up to the Gordon Keith a lot, and I think he's brilliant. And Craig, anyway.
You do love him.
I do. I'm in love. No, I'm not in love. It's going too far. Would it be too far if I mailed them a 217 Recovery?
No. We'll find. Tell me
robe.
how that goes.
What?
No, mail him a shirt.
A robe.
A robe?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Not that I already have.
Even better.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay. So let's get back on topic, Marney.
Okay. All right.
Yesterday and today, the last, week has just been crazy. And I've really been feeling a lot of pressure in my neck where this huge zit is.
Right.
And that was my way to do it.
I cannot wait till that whole thing is all cleared up.
I bet. But no,
poor thing.
Poor thing. I was deflecting. I was trying to use humor to deflect because I was serious. Like, I've been feeling a lot of pressure for real. And yesterday was good moments, great moments, followed by immediately the same time exactly crushing moments. And I'm just like, I was so all over the place. And it took me a while to like bring it back down and to think myself through in a healthy way how to deal with those. And one of the things is just not giving up. And sometimes you have to restructure what you had planned because, they're just your plans. It's not God's plans. It's going to go how it's going to go. And when I say that, we filed our 501c3 application. We sent it off. And, it's like $600. So we sent that off, and I was excited. I was happy. I went and talked to a woman named Sheila, which I think it went great. It was happy. And then I checked my email, and
dun, dun, dun.
And it might have been set up by unrealistic expectations.
I think that's a very good way to put it. I think that's a healthy way to put it, actually.
But at the same time, it's like, I just wanted to take my ball and go home.
Yeah, I know, but you were riding that rainbow. I mean, you were like, all this good stuff's happening, and like, I know. I was kind of like, how is this possible? Like, all of this amazing things are happening, and, it's not like I was waiting, I don't know. I was waiting for life to happen, and it does, but it's not like it wasn't earth-shattering. I mean, it wasn't. it was just bad news. And you're right. I think that when you kind of are holding your breath for something that you've worked so hard for, it's not unrealistic. It's just, it was like a reality check, at least for me. I don't know if you plan on.
Yeah, and we're not gonna. I don't want to keep you in the dark by Marney and I just like talking about
around the bush.
No, it was the 217 recovery rides, and we want to provide transportation for people in recovery to go to recovery related events, or meetings, or if you got like a doctor appointment, whatever. We want to do that stuff too, even for people who aren't in recovery. If you need a doctor appointment, because I think that'll actually help with the income of supporting the rides. But we want to do it for free. If people need rides to meetings, if they need this and that, we want to be there to support them. Go see their therapist. We got you. We'll pick you up. And we put in this grant, and Marney worked a lot on it. She spent a lot of time on it, and it came back to no, you guys, and I get it now, but at the time I was so mad. But you guys don't even have anything yet. You want to start up. You want us to pay for your startup, and that's not what these grants are for. We like the idea, and we're gonna steal it, but that's kind of what I took out of that a little bit. But just reword some things and bring it back to us. And so mad. Not mad, just hurt and just frustrated. And why? I mean, I think they think it's a good idea. Why don't they just give us the money and let us do it? And I don't know if that's the addict mentality of, but I want it now. Give it to me. I deserve it.
It's completely, that's what it is. At least for me, that's what it was. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, for me, I had that. I was just like, I just felt like after all that work, but it's really, and then I actually kind of like talked it through with my mom, and she's like, Marney, do you realize what you're trying to do here? Like, it's an amazing thing, and you can't just have an amazing idea and amazing ideas, unfortunately, require a crap ton of work, a crap ton of money, a crap ton of help from all different kinds of people, and a crap ton of support. And it doesn't just, poof out of thin air happen. And I think that for a minute I had that like, well, if I write it all down on a piece of paper, I know that's kind of it was a lot of work, but in reality, ideas like this, and it will happen. It will happen. I'm confident that everything will end up coming together. It's just, it's not going to happen as fast as I think is what we want, is what it really boils down to. My mom was saying, like, grants like that are kicked back all the time. Like, very rarely would a grant of that magnitude, because it takes so much to get something started, and I know for me, at least, starting from nothing, but this is starting an organization and, a business per se, from literally nothing. So other than, our passion and the belief that we can do it, because it's something that, our community needs, and we've been told that. I know Corey, everyone that you've talked to, I don't think anyone said, like, that's a terrible idea. What are you thinking? Nobody says that. It's only been, shoot, where's that been? And so it's not that that any of it has been shot down, other than the fact that we need to take another look at it in terms of starting smaller, maybe, tweaking like what we can utilize from different avenues. Where we can get things started from, like, multiple different, writing multiple grants. I don't know how we're going to do it. we still haven't worked out the details.
Well, first of all, we got to find out who this Grant guy is.
I know.
Maybe we had the wrong address.
See, me and
What's
Grant,
his last
I thought
name?
we were like this, but apparently
No, but